Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to the segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day, where we continue with our recitation from Gauri Mahalla Panjwa. The recitation is as follows. How ta keh Balihari, ja keh keval naam adhari rahao, महिमा ताकी केतक गणिय जन पार ब्रह्म रंग राते सुख सहज आनंद तिना संग उन संसर अवर न दाते जगत उदाहरण से ही आए जो जन दरस प्यासा उनकी शरण पर सो तरया संत संग पूर्ण आसा ताके चरण परो तां जीवा जन कै संग निहाला भगतन की रेण होए मन मेरा ओहो प्रभ कृपाला राज जो बन अवध जो दीसैं सब किछ जग मह काटिया नाम निधान सद नवतन निर्मल एह नानक हर धन खाटिया राज जो बन अवध जो दीसैं सब किछ जग में काटिया नाम निधान सद नवतन निर्मल एह नानक हर धन खाटिया. So what appears to be desirable in the world, what appears to be indestructible, and what is seductive, that seduces us in the world, Guruji is pointing to the fleeting and transitory nature of those things, where he says, Raj Joban Avad Jo Disen. Avad, indestructible. Raj, kingdoms, political power, the capacity to rule. Joban, to be endowed with youth. And both of these things are very seductive indeed. Everyone desires them. But what is the Guru saying? Jo Raj Joban Avad Jo Disa. Whatever you see in the world, including the beauty of youth and the power of kingdom, sab kich jag mein kaatya. They all wither away. They are transient. That is what has to be borne in mind. Naam nidhan sad navtan nirmal. Eh Nanak hardan khatya. So what has Nanak earned or pursued? Not Raj Joban, but Naam Nidhan. The enriching fulfillment of self-knowledge. Naam Nidhan. That is what Nanak has earned in this lifetime. And it is Navtan, perennial. It never becomes stale. It never withers. Nirmal. It is not corrupt. That is the key difference in what purpose we ought to awaken ourselves to. Now, this is not to suggest that the capacity to govern or to be possessed of a beautiful form or to appreciate a beautiful form is something we shouldn't do. Quite the contrary, we should do it even more, but realizing that all of this is transient, that we should be guided by self-knowledge in our consumption of these things, in our approach to these things. the compass that we should have is that of self-knowledge, or gurmat. That is how this passage has concluded. And therefore, the Guru says, I am really beholden to those enlightened beings who are guided by self-knowledge. In other words, what he's saying is that he's been able to earn this self-knowledge because he has had the grace to meet those who are guided by self-knowledge. In other words, who are self-actualized. How ta ke Balihari, ja ke keval naam adhari. So just a note on self-knowledge. Just think of it as an intuitive awareness of Ikonkar. What that means is to think of Ikonkar as the creative intelligence and wisdom behind the visible world, whose awareness reveals the unity behind the seeming diversity. And Nam, self-knowledge, is that noetic experience. It is that consciousness that reveals this truth of Ikonkar. That is that self-knowledge. And so the Guru is beholden to those. And he says, how could we possibly measure their stature and magnanimity? Mehma taki ketak ganiye. Ketak ganiye, how do we count? It's impossible. Why? Jan par brahm rang rate. It is immeasurable because they are filled with divine love, and divine love knows no end. In their presence, bliss and joy arise naturally. Sukh sahaj anandatina sang. And they are unrivaled benefactors of humanity. Un samsar avar na date. They are incomparable individuals, because their only goal is the upliftment of humanity. Jagat udharan se aaye. So whoever is desirous of the vision, jo jan dars pyasa, unki saran pare, should sit at their feet, meaning should learn from them, and find freedom, sotarya, and fulfillment, puran asa. And he goes on to say that when I sit at their feet, meaning when I learn from them, it fills me with hope. Ta ke charan paron ta jiva. I come alive with hope. Jan ke sang nihala, nihala, full of delight. It is a delightful experience. I experience delight. And I come alive. Bhagtan ki rain hoye man mera, ho prabh kripala, ho prabh kripala. If the self bestows its benevolence, and I seek that benevolence, please give me the company of these bhagats, these evolved individuals who have self-knowledge and can guide me accordingly. And that is the treasure trove that Nanak wishes to earn and has earned. And that is his instruction for us as Sikhs. So the question is, when this passage was recorded by Guru Arjan, the enlightener was present in the form of a human. In Guru Arjan's case, it is Guru Ram Das. Today, the situation is different. The point that is being made here is that this wisdom, the Gur, can appear in many forms. It can appear as an individual, as an embodiment. It can appear as a text, as in Guru Granth Sahib. And it can appear within nature. Nature can teach you. It is all over. So we have to find our way of approaching spiritual wisdom so that we can become perfected in our self-awareness. On that note, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.